Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, entitled Creation, Chapter 16, How Parikshit Received the Age of Kali, text number 34. Yo vai mamati bharamasura vamsharagnam akshohini shatamapanu dadatma tantraha tvam dhuhustamona padamatmani paurushena sampadayan yadushuramyam abhibradangam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. O personality of religion, I was greatly overburdened by the undue military phalanxes arranged by atheistic kings, and I was relieved by the grace of the personality of Godhead. Similarly, you were also in a distressed condition, weakened in your standing strength, and thus he also incarnated by his internal energy in the family of Yadus to relieve you. Purport. The Asuras want to enjoy a life of sense gratification even at the cost of others' happiness. In order to fulfill this ambition, the Asuras, especially atheistic kings or state executive heads, try to equip themselves with all kinds of deadly weapons to bring about a war in a peaceful society. They have no ambition other than personal aggrandizement, and thus Mother Earth feels overburdened by such undue increases of military strength. By increase of the Asuric population, those who follow the principles of religion become unhappy, especially the devotees or devas. In such a situation, the personality of Godhead incarnates to vanquish the unwanted asuras and to re-establish the true principles of religion. This was the mission of Lord Sri Krishna, and he fulfilled it. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So we are reading from the holiest of all the scriptures, Srimad Bhagavata Puranam, the Canto 1, which is entitled as Creation, and the 16th chapter, How Parikshit Received the Age of Kali, and in that the text number 34. To set the context, the Parikshit Maharaj is the son of Arjuna, son of Abhimanyu. After the Kurukshetra war, he is the last descendant of the Kuru dynasty who became the king. And from the very birth, when he was in the womb of his mother, he was protected by Lord Sri Krishna when he was attacked by Ashwathama with a Brahmastra weapon, with a goal of clearing the Kuru dynasty. Kuru Vamsha has to be destroyed. With that goal, Ashwathama released the greatest weapon, Brahmastra, to kill that specific child in the womb of Uttara. But Lord Sri Krishna, by hearing the prayers of Uttara, entered into the womb of the mother and protected the Parikshit from the wrath of the Brahmastra and nullified the effect. And at that time, Parikshit Maharaj saw that beautiful personality who protected him within the womb. And that's how he was fortunate enough, before entering into this world itself, he had the darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that's how when he came out of the womb of the mother, he started searching, where is that personality of Godhead I saw when I was in the womb of my mother? That's how his name was given as Parikshit. Pariksha means examining. So examining everywhere, where is this personality I saw him in the womb of my mother? So Parikshit Maharaj, from the birth, he was a devotee. He was brought up by hearing the pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna, and how his forefathers were the great devotees of Lord Krishna. Their great activities he heard from the childhood, and that's how he was brought up in a very dharmic way. He was a very dharmic king, a religious king, Rajarshi, a saintly king. But in the beginning of this chapter, till here, this chapter we have, whatever I said till now, was mentioned till chapter 15. And this chapter 16, Parikshit Maharaj, after he became the king, he observed that there are the symptoms of the Kali Yuga started entering into his kingdom. And when the sages of Naimisharanya asked Suta Goswami about the details of this incident of how the Kali Yuga entered into the kingdom of Parikshit Maharaj, then Suta Goswami started answering, and he started describing it. And he started describing this chapter that Mother Earth taking the form of a cow and the Dharma taking the form of a bull, they were having the conversation, and the bull is having his 3 legs cut off, only it is standing on 1 leg. And Mother Earth, in the form of personified as a cow, became looking very weak. And there is a conversation between these two personalities, where bull, the personified religion, started inquiring from Mother Cow, why you are looking so weak like that? And till verse number 34, our previous verses, Mother Cow explained why she is very weak. Now after that, then Mother Earth started inquiring from the bull, why you are also looking very weak? You are also unable to stand properly. Only you are standing on 1 leg. So as part of that conversation, this verse number 34 today is, O personality of religion. So this verse is spoken by Mother Earth. O personified personality of religion, I was greatly overburdened by the undue military phalanxes arranged by atheistic kings, and I was relieved by the grace of the personality of Godhead. Similarly, you were also in a distressed condition. You are referring to? You refers to the Dharma. Dharma, which is standing only on 1 leg. You are also looking a very distressed, weakened in your standing strength. You are unable to stand properly. Dharma unable to stand properly. And thus, he also incarnated by his internal energy in the family of the Yadus to relieve you. He also incarnated. He refers to Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appeared in the family of the Yadus to relieve or to make you stand again with full strength. So this is these are the words spoken by Mother Earth to the personality of religion. the words which are used in the shloka, Atibharam. Atibharam means overburdened. Overburdened by Asura Vamsha. Asura Vamsha. Non-believers. The word Asura. Asura refers to atheistic. In English, atheistic class. Atheistic means one who does not believe that there is a supreme personality of Godhead. There is a creator. And the earth is overburdened by the Asuri Vamsha. And what is the result? Because of which Akshauhini Shatam, the Asuri Vamsha started building up militaries in unlimited numbers, huge numbers. And because of which the society, the peace in the society is getting disturbed. And society is getting, Mother Earth is getting overburdened. And Mother Earth is acknowledging that my overburden is relieved. I am relieved from that overburden by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How it is relieved? Because this has happened after the Kurukshetra war. The Kurukshetra war, this conversation is happening post the Kurukshetra war. So in the Kurukshetra war, there is a huge loss of life. All the adharma has come onto the one side, and all the dharma has come onto the one side. There is a fight happened by the will of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, under the supervision of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, and entire population is wiped out, adharma. So Earth is acknowledging that, Mother Earth is acknowledging that I am now relieved from that burden. Similarly, you are also in a distressed condition. Tvam dushtam onapadam atmani paurushena. You are also on one leg, you are standing. And sampadayan. You are unable to execute the dharma. And to relieve you also, the Lord has appeared. Yadushu ramyam. Where in a beautiful form, the Lord has appeared in Yadu Vamsha to relieve you. And in what way the Lord has relieved dharma and make it stand again properly is by speaking the Bhagavad Gita. He spoke the Bhagavad Gita in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, which is the epitome of the dharma, the highest dharma, is exhibited or mentioned by Lord Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. We'll understand that. So this is the exact statement made by Mother Earth. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada starts the purport explaining the Asuras want to enjoy a life of sense gratification, even at the cost of others' happiness. So Srila Prabhupada is highlighting the word taken from the verse Asura Vamsha. The word Asura Vamsha is used in the verse, and Prabhupada taken out the Asura, and Prabhupada is highlighting or explaining the word Asura, that these people who are the Asuras, you know, in our books, in our literature, in the childhood, how the Asuras are depicted visually? Wild. And wild, black, scary, two horns coming, right? Big teeth coming out of them. Long tongue. Very thick tongue. So, but in the Bhagavad Gita, in our scriptures, there are no descriptions like this of Asuras having two horns. Lord Sri Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita that Asuras are recognized not by external appearance. Asuras are recognized by their mentality, their thinking, their behavior. That Lord Sri Krishna explains in the 16th chapter. 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which is entitled as the divine and the demoniac natures. The divine and demoniac natures. In other words, the divine and demoniac in Sanskrit, Sura and Asura. Sura means divine, Asura means demoniac. Now, if you look at the whole chapter, nowhere you will find Krishna telling that Asura means having 2 horns, 2 teeth, like that. Now we'll see, by reading, understanding what are the features which describe or attribute a person having asuric qualities, so that we also can reflect on whether those characters are there in us also. Because Krishna starts this chapter of the Bhagavad Gita by explaining that in this world there are 2 categories of people. Suras and Asuras. But these mentalities are sometimes in the present day-to-day life, present Kali Yuga, they are mixed up. That means in a person there are some Sura qualities are there are some Asura qualities are also there, is mixed. Sometimes some qualities becomes prominent. It comes out because of some circumstances. Because when we are put into some circumstances, these qualities come out. So let us understand and how these qualities we can understand first as these are the qualities, and how to fight those qualities and to come back with the divine qualities and lead a very peaceful and happy life, dharmic life. That is the whole purpose of Krishna revealing this information in the Bhagavad Gita. One is the purpose of knowledge, and as well as for those who want to lead a very dharmic life, they can understand these characteristics and reflect upon ourselves and then see that how to attack these qualities and come out victorious. While explaining these characteristics to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna told to Arjuna very nicely that he explained first quickly the good qualities, Sura qualities in the beginning of the chapter. What are the qualities? Very big list of qualities, Sura qualities. Fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity. Austerity means ready to take some inconveniences for higher purpose. Those who are ready to take some difficulties to achieve something higher, those are called austerities. And simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault finding, compassion, and freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, and steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, freedom from envy, and the passion for honor. Freedom from envy and passion from honor. Passion for honor. All these qualities are a person. All these qualities, O son of Bharata, belong to godly men endowed with divine nature. So, when I am reading, one or two qualities, to certain degrees, must be existing in every one of us. Right? Now, Krishna started explaining, now what are the demoniac qualities? I will not elaborate these divine qualities because the more things are negative, how to attack the negative things, we will elaborate it. So, before telling, my dear Arjuna, I am now going to tell, but don't think that Arjuna, you don't belong to demoniac nature. You are a very asura. He is assuring Arjuna that you are very divine person. Then first one, those who are demoniac do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them. Pravrittimcha nivrittimcha janana vidurasuraha nashaucham napi chacharo nasatyam teshu vidyate. Now next important, very easy to perceive in our surroundings, in the people around us, in us. In the text number 8, Krishna is telling, Asatyam apratishtamte jagadahur anishwaram aparaspara sambhutam kimanyat kama hetukam. They say, they refers to Asuric. Krishna is explaining, details continuously is explaining. They, Asuras say that this world is unreal. This world is unreal, that there is no foundation and that there is no God in control. It is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust. So, the mentality which says that there is no creator, nothing as this world has come into existence by chance, and humanity is increasing just by man and woman coming together, and out of lust and sex desire, progeny is coming out. That's how the creation is taking place. There is no creator, there is no creation, there is no plan, design, nothing is existing. Everything is happening randomly, accidentally. This is the mentality of Asuras. So Krishna is pointing out here one mentality here. But whereas in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that in the 10th chapter, that Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Krishna emphatically saying that everything in this creation, both material and spiritual, is emanating from me and everything is sustaining on me. One who knows this truth will worship me with full intelligence. So Krishna is very clearly telling, don't think that there is no source. I am the source of both material and spiritual creation in this world. So it is defeated. This mentality is defeated by Krishna himself in the Bhagavad Gita. The next one. Following such conclusions, etam drishtim avashtabhya nashtatmano alpa buddhayaha prabhavanti ugra karmanaha kshayaya jagato hitaha. Following such conclusions. What is the such conclusions? What are the conclusions Krishna is referring to? The previous verse conclusions. That there is no foundation, there is no creator, everything is happening randomly. Such conclusions, based on such conclusions, the demoniac who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. So what is the result of this mentality? Krishna is telling, Because a man with a certain mentality will not be idle. He has to do some work. And a person having this austeric mentality, what kind of work he does? He takes up the work which leads to the destruction of the world. That means it leads to creating unhappiness in the human society. It is called, in the verse it is referred to as Ugra Karmanaha. Ugra Karmanaha means, the word to word meaning, in painful activities. Prabhupada translates Ugra Karmanaha as painful activities. Actually, those things are not required for peaceful living of the human society, but unnecessarily they are created. And in the Bhagavatam verse today, Krishna is pointing out, Mother Earth is pointing out that unnecessarily huge militaries are created. Military phalanxes are created. That is one of the Ugra Karmanaha. And for personal ambitions, and these kings will create wars unnecessarily. And that's how the wars bring unhappiness in the society. That's what the Ugra Karmanaha and Krishna is referring to in the translation here. And the next verse, Krishna is telling, continuing, Kamam ashritya dushpuram dambhamana madanvitaha mohad gruhitvasad grahan pravartante ashuchivrataha. The demoniac, taking shelter of insatiable lust, pride and false prestige, and being thus illusioned, are always sworn to unclean work, attracted by impermanence. So, this important point, mentality, again Krishna is highlighting in this verse, is that they attract to impermanence. Even though the very body that what we acquired is impermanent, the very wealth what we acquire is going to be impermanent, the very beauty that what we got is going to be impermanent, the very youthfulness we have got is going to be impermanent, the very family members with whom we are there are going to be, time is going to separate them in due course of time. And because of the lack of direction, lack of the true knowledge, ultimate purpose of life, these atheistic people focus on these impermanent things very deeply. And because of which, in order to maintain these things, they take shelter of unclean works. Unclean works means which are not very clean in nature, leading a very clean life. In order to maintain one's name, fame, one has to earn a lot of money. In order to earn money, one has to take up so many immoral paths. This is the result of this mentality. But on the contrary, one who is focuses on the permanent things, what is permanent in life? That permanent in life is not the body, it is the soul inside the body, which Krishna revealed as the first subject matter to Arjuna. That, my dear Arjuna, don't think that you are the body, you are something living inside the body as the spirit soul. So a Sura, one who is divine in nature, he focuses on what is permanent in the life. His focus is there. So that his focus on impermanent things is kept aside. So his life becomes very, very easy. Very, very becomes simple. That's why the one of the characteristic is simplicity. Anyone observed? When we read out the characteristics of the Sura, one of the thing is simplicity. Simplicity means he doesn't make his life complicated. He makes it very, very simple. What is simple? Simple means the simplicity comes by understanding one important answer to one important question in life. That is, what is the ultimate purpose of life? If one understands answer to this one important question, that what is the ultimate purpose of life, and he is convinced about that answer, immediate symptom of in his life is his life becomes very simple. Complicated things will disappear from that person's life. Unnecessary things disappear from person's life. And what is that ultimate purpose of life is one of the subject matter of the Bhagavad Gita. Important subject matter of the Bhagavad Gita. In fact, entire Krishna consciousness results in getting answers to these two questions. One is, what is the ultimate purpose of life? And another is, what is my original connection with God, Krishna? These are the two questions on which the progress of Krishna consciousness or the divine nature is standing on. Srila Prabhupada says in one of the interviews this particular point, that a person who focuses on these two questions and keeps contemplating as an answers, what is this, what is this, that person is said to be in Krishna consciousness. What are the two questions? What is the ultimate purpose of life? And what is my connection with Krishna? So this, as soon as a person becomes clear about first inquiring, first we have to inquire. In order to inquire, as part of the inquiry we approach a right teacher, and that right teacher is none other than the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna himself. Lord Sri Krishna is the supreme teacher. Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. He is the Jagat Guru. He is the teacher for the entire creation. Or the Krishna's pure devotee, his representative, Srila Prabhupada. So while approaching the teacher, we start getting answers by hearing from the teacher. Oh, this is the purpose of life. And the entire Bhagavad Gita, the answer from the Bhagavad Gita for the first question or the second question, and the second question is very vividly and repeatedly, again and again, Krishna mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. The second question is, what is my relation with Krishna? And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that all the living entities in this creation are my amshas. Mamai vamsho jiva loke jiva bhutas sanatanaha. Krishna very emphatically is declaring to the whole world that all the living entities are my amshas, my children. Not only in the human form, in any form, in all forms of life. The trees, beasts, birds, in any form, wherever life is existing, all the life forms are my amshas. So first question is clear, that where my relation with Krishna is that Krishna is my Supreme Father. And second question, what is the ultimate purpose of life, is answered by Krishna again and again, various places in Bhagavad Gita, that he is inviting all of us to come and join him. Come back to me. Tadhama paramam mama. Come back to my abode. So Father is inviting all his children to come back to him, telling that this is not the place where you are supposed to live. So the subject matter of these two questions, one starts hearing and inquiring, discussing with the right teachers and coming to a conclusion and conviction, then the result will be simplicity. His life becomes simple. No more complicated things. Because when I say what is simplicity is defined by one of the symptoms. One of the symptoms of the simplicity is he can make his decisions very easily in his life. We know very clearly what decisions to make. Where to work, where to live, what is really important in life, what is not important in life. He becomes very clear. That's how life becomes simple. Contrary to that, complicated means he is confused. He doesn't know what to take, what decision to take. That is the symptom of complex life. It doesn't not clear about it. So, this is the Asuric mentality where the first Asuric mentality we saw that is, they say that there is no foundation. And next one is, because of this mentality they create Ugra Karma in the world around and they create unhappiness in the society. Now, we see that the qualities which are there in the Surah, in the first so many qualities, and of course I just ended, these are the only 2 verses, rest of the whole chapter is continuously for 10 more verses. Krishna explains more and more details. How one always thinking that, one more interesting way, that I have got this much money in my bank balance now next 1 year, how are you going to make my bank balance to next little more further? Of course, if you see that, this mentality in absolute sense is not wrong. If somebody is planning for a Krishna conscious way of living, yes, I need to build a house wherein I need to live with my family very nicely, lead a Krishna conscious life, a planning should be in place. Yes, this much is there in money, I need to provide this much more money so that comfortably a family can live in a Krishna conscious way. But without the purpose of life in view, if a person is go on thinking only acquire more and more, then this mentality, Krishna says that is Asuric mentality. Now, there is a mix in every person, these mentalities. That means, for example, somebody may be clean, very clean in nature. He keeps his body very clean. But in some aspects of Asuric mentalities also may be there. So that means, we cannot absolutely say that a person is fully Asuric, a person is fully divine. It's a mix. Now, what this Kali Yuga in the Krishna consciousness movement, Lord Sri Krishna is telling, this Lord Sri Krishna's movement is telling, is that instead of focusing each quality one by one, take up one quality by which at one shot all the Asuric qualities will disappear and slowly the Sura qualities will get manifested in a person's life. All our Vedic civilization, our Vedic culture is a gradual process of focusing on each quality, one by one Sura quality. How to develop simplicity, how to develop cleanliness, how to develop truthfulness. Now that much time is not there for us to focus on each quality, and that much endeavor we cannot make it. Nobody is there to teach. But what is the solution? The solution is at wholesale, at one shot. What is that one quality? If I can get it, all the qualities will run behind that quality. And that quality is to become a devotee of Krishna. If that quality behind which all other qualities will run, good qualities will run. Without you asking for it, it will run. And that is to become a devotee of Krishna, which is the original constitutional position of the soul. The soul's constitutional original position is, it is a part and parcel of the Supreme Spirit Soul Krishna, and as the part and parcel, it is naturally meant to serve the Supreme Soul Krishna. So, this Krishna is telling in the last chapter, last verse of the Bhagavad Gita, this conclusion he is giving. Don't waste time. Not waste time. It is don't follow very long procedure of step by step. Come back to me quickly. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami masuchaha. Krishna is telling, give up all this gradual process of the thing. Come and directly connect with me directly. Surrender to me directly. Then you become relieved from the results of all your past sinful activities. Then you will come back to me. So that one quality of becoming devotee of Krishna will bring all other good qualities will run behind. And how to become a devotee of Krishna is now the question. Now becoming a devotee of Krishna is, again Krishna is telling how to become a devotee of Krishna is by doing 4 things in the Bhagavad Gita. Manmana bhavamad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mameveshyasi satyam te pratijane priyosime. So Krishna is telling that always think of me in your mind and become my devotee and offer your obeisances to me and offer your prayers to me. If you do all these, only these 4 things, you will come back to me without fail. So, becoming the Krishna consciousness is that one short solution of acquiring all the divine qualities. And also this point is again confirmed by the very witnesser of the entire Bhagavad Gita by Sanjaya, which is Sanjaya, in the last verse of the Bhagavad Gita. Yatra yogeshwarah Krishno, yatra partho danurdharaha, tatra shrir vijayo bhutir, dhruva nitir matir mama. So wherever the conversation of Krishna and Arjuna is heard and practiced and implemented, there all the victory, all the wealth and all the morality will get manifested. For example, the truthfulness or morality. I'll give with one example, I'll conclude to give a hint to all of you, a feeling to all of you that how this, by becoming Krishna conscious, all good qualities automatically will come. On the other hand, one who doesn't become Krishna conscious, all other good qualities even the person may be having, in no time the qualities will vaporize, will disappear because of the power of time, because of the power of the mother nature. Our Acharya Srila Prabhupada tells a very beautiful story wherein the 2 thieves, they stole some money from a bank and stole the money from a bank and ran from the city, and after going to some secluded place, they sat peacefully. They started counting, and after that, they saying that let us truthfully divide this money amongst ourselves. What is that proposal? Let us truthfully divide this money amongst ourselves. Now, what is the value of the truthfulness? What they are quoting in terms of sharing the money, what they have stolen from somebody else, which is very immoral. Now they are talking about morality of being very truthful. This is one example which says that we have stolen money from the God, which everything belongs to Him. Now, if we talk morality, without connecting that money to the God, then that morality will not have any stand. It will not stand. But as soon as a person recognizes that this world belongs to Krishna, it belongs to Him, and it should be utilized for His service, then all the truth, everything will come into that person's life. Because a devotee of Krishna, knowing that everything belongs to Krishna, and Krishna, each and every child of Krishna's creation has the right to use Krishna's property. Whatever is allocated for him. Like in a family, a father having 10 children. 10 children has equal right to enjoy the property of the father. But one brother should not snatch the property of the other brother. Okay, be peaceful, whatever is been given to you, be happy with it. Don't go and snatch the thing from other brother. So, but as soon as in this way, as soon as we accept Krishna as the Supreme Father, as the Supreme Owner, and seeing all the children in the creation are His children, then automatically there is no fight between the children, very equal. Okay, you be happy, you also be happy, everyone should live very happily. this mentality, good quality automatically will come if one becomes Krishna conscious. It doesn't have to endeavor separately that, let us live happily together by having some kind of understanding. Without bringing Father into the picture, Supreme Father into the picture, the adjustments will not stand for a long time. But as soon as you bring Krishna, the Supreme Father, into the picture, then all equations will set right. A peaceful solution. And this understanding, a wholesale solution for bringing the divine qualities into the human society, is to become Krishna conscious. And one of the easiest way of becoming Krishna conscious, not one of the only one way of becoming Krishna conscious is to be all manmana bhava madbhakto, always think of me in your mind. And how to think of Krishna in the mind is to chant and remember his holy names. The Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra will help us to remind ourselves about our connection with Lord Sri Krishna, and what are our duties related to Lord Sri Krishna, and what is our relation with Lord Krishna's creation, what are our relationship with Lord Krishna's other amshas living in this society around us. Everything come to our consciousness by remembering Lord Krishna's names, by chanting Krishna's names. So this is the beauty of the beauty of Krishna consciousness. And that is how Lord Krishna is establishing Dharma. And the highest Dharma, he descended into this world to remind us about this one Dharma. That's what the Mother Earth also is saying. He appeared in the Yadu dynasty to relieve you from your agony or misery, to make you stand again. Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Then what that Dharma, establishment of that Dharma, is this one. All of you belong to me, please come back to me and serve me. This to remind us, this Dharma, Krishna comes down to remind us about this one single point. The devotional service. To serve Lord Sri Krishna is the Dharma of every living entity. When that is followed, when that is recognized, when that is practiced, then peace and prosperity, Mother Earth, everything will be flourishing in this whole creation. There is no scarcity, will not be there. Everything will be very happy. So this is the solution of that Krishna consciousness, that Lord Sri Krishna through his Bhagavad Gita, and this movement of Lord Sri Krishna as presented by Srila Prabhupada, our Acharya, a pure devotee of Krishna, is presenting and offering to the whole world. Any questions on this, what we discussed today? Please raise your hands if anyone has any questions.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Basically, this is a very small question. I'm the folk, and we folk generally faces one issue. Like whenever we came touch with other folk, IYF students, what happened? The Prabhu like day before yesterday, like last class, the Madhu Pandit Prabhu was also explaining about this system and all. So one of my friend from IIT Roorkee.
IIT? Roorkee.
So I was discussing with him on the call. Mm-hmm. He said MPP Prabhu is giving the ticket of Goloka by taking the money. So Prabhu, some students from others IYF, if they are doing the Vaishnava Aparadha, so what we have to do at that moment? Do we have to be quiet, or do we have to be tell them? But we don't have that potency that we will tell that they will listen.
Yes. Even though it is not relevant to the verse that what we are discussing today,
yeah, Prabhu,
I would briefly answer it.
Yeah, Prabhu, please.
When you are hearing some Vaishnava Aparadha, either you should walk away from that place if you are not in a position to respond very authoritatively, a very fitting way. If you cannot reply to that, yes, if you cannot, you should walk away. You should not encourage, you should not hear that. You should walk away. Otherwise, if you go on standing there and hearing, it will create a negative effect in your consciousness.
Yeah, because we all folk faces this issue. Anywhere,
Yes.
somewhere and
So,
anywhere.
till you get equipped with the help of the devotee who is your guide, you should equip yourself to how to fitting way to reply to that in authoritative way, in a strong way, how to reply to that in a convincing way, authoritative, most important is most authoritative way, reply to that. Then you should very nicely, politely, without argument or without anger or anything, very nicely presenting in authoritative way. That is your duty. Once you are equipped with it.
Yes.
Till then,
we have to
you should walk out.
Walk away.
You should not hear.
Listen what he is
You
saying.
should not hear.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Right. Yes. Thank you very much. Anyone has questions can approach me. Since the time is up, people can go for prasad. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho.